Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is March the 2nd, 2026, and this is episode 340. On today's show, I have whips, I have whip go plans, and acrostic plans as well. So sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice. I'm doing water today. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. So how was everybody's week? Mine was good. I got a lot of stitching done. I was very happy with that. I went Friday knitting with my friends, and that was great. We didn't have the littles this weekend because it was another cold weekend. We did get snow on Monday. I know I talked to you guys about that we were supposed to have 3 days of another snowstorm. It didn't pan out to be 3. It turned out to be 1. And it was 10 inches, so we were like 80 some inches of snow. Not all of it's still on the ground, of course, but yeah, we had 80 inches for the year so far. Hopefully, there's none forecasted for the next 10 days, so hopefully that will stay true. But after the snowstorm came the 40 below again. So it was 40 below for several days. In fact, my Alexa machine said it was 40 below this morning, but I looked on my phone and it said 30s. So you never know between the two which one's right. Yeah, but it's still cold. It is going to be warming up by the end of the week. So hopefully, knock on wood, that we're finally out of the cold spells. It still gets cold at night and warms up during the day, which is spring here. Yeah. Anything else exciting? Oh, yeah. Friday. My hubs took his car and went driving around town, did some stuff, came home right before I was going to go out to lunch by myself. But then I said, well, do you want to go with me? I'm just going to a Mexican restaurant that's like a block and a half away from us. And he's like, yeah, sure. Or 2 blocks away from us. I said, yeah, sure, I'll go. He left before I did. I backed my car out, caught up with him, and I looked, and his driver's side tire in the back was flat. And so I immediately tried to call him as we're going through the intersection, and he didn't answer because his phone's not working with his car at this moment. We're not quite sure why. So we get to the restaurant. He's climbing out of his vehicle. I'm getting out of mine. Like, your tire is flat, dude. It's flat. So he looked at it. It's 24 below. He's not going to change that. He's not going to change that 24 below. So we went inside into the restaurant, had our lunch. I followed him back home because he drove it back. Put the car in the garage, and he got back in my car, and I took him to get an air compressor because ours is dying, completely dying. So he just bought one of these mini that you put in your vehicle air compressors, thinking that it was going to work, and it didn't work. But I didn't find that out until I got back from knitting. So after I got back from knitting, we went and got him a Milwaukee battery-operated air compressor that worked really well, really fast. And it pumped it up. I heard it. I walked over, and I could hear the air coming out of the tire. And it was something with this valve stem. So I wiggled the valve stem and touched a couple of things. And it calmed down. It stopped blowing. I could hear that it stopped blowing. So he pumped it back up after losing that little bit of air, got in it, took it to Subaru. And by that time, it was later in the afternoon, and they weren't sure they were going to be able to get to it. So he drove it back home, left it outside. They told him that Toyota could probably do it in the morning if we get there by 9. So like, okay. So we got up in the morning, pumped the tire back up, took it to Toyota, which is part of that. It's a conglomerate of Toyota, Subaru, and I think another vehicle chain, but I'm not sure. So they fixed, we went to breakfast, got home. About 10 minutes after we got home, they called and said, hey, your car's done. So we took him back, dropped him off, and he came home and looked at me. He says, I ran over a wrench. I'm like, what are you talking about? How can a wrench pop a tire? This little wrench was probably about this big. Must have been sitting at the correct angle for the pop the tire as he went by. So we had to pay, and we got an itty bitty wrench out of the deal. We do have to watch it because the guy at Subaru or Toyota said he's not sure if it's going to hold. It's holding so far, but this summer we'll just replace it, whether it holds it or not, because we have some camping that we want to do, driving big long trips in the car. So, and not take mine because mine burns gas. His sips it. So, use his. It'll be okay. But yeah, it was very, 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 very eventful. Very crazy. So, yeah. Gotta watch out for those mini wrenches. They'll pop your tire. So, other than that, just been hanging around here waiting for the warm weather. Hopefully soon. Yeah. So, I think that's all the blathering I have for you this week. Shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. All right. So I do want to say I got all 4 of the Whip Go projects that I needed to get done. So January is finished and February is finished. And this was one of those that I had to do. So this is Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. If you remember, I had to switch my original Whip Go to this one since I worked on this one, not realizing that I already had a Teresa Kogut. So I am stitching this on 32 count Heritage by Picture This Plus. And so I finished the pumpkin. He does need his eyes done, but that's it. Then the pumpkin is completely finished. And I did this and that. Added the orange to that one. I did the orange star here because I forgot I was doing gold. So the next time I pick this up, I'll have to take that orange star out and start working on it. But this is where I'm at with it. It's going to take, all of these are starting to take forever. And I have 12 new starts I want to do this year. Crazy, 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 crazy. So this has to go back in my Whip Go pile until it's called again, since I put all of these on my Whip Go board twice. Then it'll go back into the normal rotation. So it will be cool then. All right. Then I worked on Santa's Village, and this is Santa's house. And this is Country Cottage Needleworks. And this I'm stitching on 32 count Platinum by Swigart. And I got Santa's house done. Super excited about getting that done. So here it is. I did make another decision. I know I was going to switch out this red for this red, but I'm going to keep it that red because it is completely, it would be very noticeable just to have one section of this red. So I'm just going to go ahead in the top border, I'll just use the red, and the bottom border I'll use the Victoria Model Sampler Shops red. So I like how that worked with the green and the red. I think it looks so much more Christmassy than this red. So I'm just going to keep plugging along with that design element. So very, very happy with that. Then the next goal that I needed to accomplish was Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. I am stitching this on a 36 count. This is 36 count, oh no, I'm sorry, it says 40 count Oaken, Newcastle by Picture This Plus. And I got a lot accomplished. I got his hat completely done with the stars and everything. I got him, all I have to do on this one now is just fill in this orange. As I was doing the ribs on the pumpkin, I found that I was one row completely off. So the pumpkin should be down one row, but I decided I was not going to frog it because I had the hat done, I had the outer one done, and I was doing the eyes and the mouth and the nose was done. So I would have had to rip all of this out and do it again, and I was just not going to do that. So he is going to be one row off. The rest of it hopefully will be okay. But yeah, look at him. I think he turned out super cute, super good. I'm very happy with how this is going. For wanting to earlier, like last year, I was thinking about putting it aside and not working on it. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I did that. So, my stitch along with Modern Folk Embroidery, the little acorns. I am stitching this on a 36 count. Let's see. This is 36 count Winter Brew by R&R Fabrics. I finished February. So, February is complete. I did work on this for a day and a half. I worked on this on Friday and on Saturday for a little while. But I'm super happy. I love how that black just pops with that red. I think that looks so good, and I can't wait. So I will start. March is this row. So once March is done, I should say it's not completely done. I need to do the back stitching. Some of the back stitching I'm not going to do. I mean, I need to do the back stitching for, which one? This one. Because that's all it is. It's like lines that go up and, that go up and down, and then there's tons of back stitching. So I will do that back stitching, but I'm not sure about the rest. It just depends on how it's going, if I'm going to do all that other back stitching. But that is, and I do need to finish the bottom, but it's so pretty. I'm loving it, and I think working on Fridays will work well. And the last Friday of the month, if I'm not completed with it, then I will do the Saturday until it is done. So, yay for getting February caught up and done. So I'll show you that real quick. So this is just full of backstitch. So. Yay, 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 yay. Okay. Okay, and then the two other projects that I have worked on that are consistent was Once Upon a Fairy Tale, which I am calling Bookshelf. Fairy Tale Bookshelf, but this is by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching this behemoth on 25 count, 1/1, easy guide, and I completed another one of the diagonals, and I am where on this diagonal? I'm almost done with another diagonal. Oh, I thought I felt the needle. Yep. Keep the needle in my hand. So, let me pull that back. So, I did quite a bit on this. I think 580 stitches, 530 stitches on Sunday since I didn't have the littles. And like 170 on Saturday. So I could finish up little acorns. But yeah, so this one comes out once a weekend, once a month. So one weekend every month. There we go. I should have said it that way. And I am still enjoying this, and I will switch between this project and Gamer for a little while because Saga, I didn't work on it consistently like I was going to, but I did work on it quite a bit. So Saga is by Long Dog Samplers. It is being stitched on a 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana by Swigart. And I am way up at the very top. And I actually have 1% done. No. 1%. No, it was 1% for the Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I'm sorry. Yeah, so, okay. I hope you guys didn't know that. My battery just popped up, so hopefully you guys didn't mess up anything. So here's where I'm at. Since the last time you saw it, I did complete this side. I did all of this in here, and I did this down at the bottom. So I'm on the second vignette. I just need to finish the second vignette, which is this lion and a chair and the bird. And I think there's something underneath the lion. And then this vignette is done. So very, very exciting. I'm very happy with it. It's so much fun. I kind of do wish I had done a little bit darker color to kind of contrast between this and this, because this is so close, but it's really not. This is a tan and this is a gold, but I'm okay with that. If I ever get this finished, it'll be fine. If it becomes one that gets put aside and never worked on again, that's fine too, because my stitching, my world, right? Okay, so I am going to have to hurry this up, so I will just kind of go with it. Okay, so Whip Go for March was Spider Moon. I don't have the right ones with me. Okay, I have to pull them. Spider Moon by Just Nan, and Halloween Quaker by Cherished Stitches. I'm also doing Jen Lee's acrostic, and it's Endless Floss. So I have written out all that I have, going to be doing that, and the day that it will be stitched on. So that is where I'm at with this. Yay, super excited. But other than that, that's the plans for this week, is just to stitch and have fun. I don't have a lot already done up. I will show you. This is what I've gotten planned so far. And we'll go from there. So, looking around, I really don't have anything else to talk to you guys about, except that I am still playing Thread Keeper Saga by Wild Fox Stitchery. And I only really I finished up the 550 I needed, and I did 600. So I didn't do a lot on Saga, so that's why my my character did not advance as much as what it was before. So, but looking around, I really have nothing else to talk to you guys about. So I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.